Hey, folks, welcome to another weekend edition of What's Going On The Experience here on Fox Sports 1280 in iHeartMedia. And I'm here with the co hosts with the mostest and my guy, Ryan V, down in NYC, hanging out in the Hamptons. What up, guy?
Lamping, moving towards this is the peak of Hampton summer, Nate. And I know that it seems like things are slowing down, but look, sports news is as exciting as ever. There's just so much to talk about. NBA, MLB. I cannot wait.
We're going to get to it. And the missing link, he is back. The missing link.
Yes, sir. What's good?
Mr. 355, Greg Vaughn, MLB Silver Slugger. But Greg, you know what's cool? You know what's interesting?
What's that?
Your boy Shohei entered your club, the 300 Club.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, Shohei
yeah.
entered the 300 Club. What do you think about
Yeah,
that?
he's gonna do a little drive by.
We
Little
go-
drive by.
Hey man, guys, you guys finish up right quick. It's something by this came to this little door. Brian, get into it. I'll be back. You know, this is
Yeah.
live radio, so get into it. I'll be right back.
Yeah, so a lot going on here to talk about today. And of course, like Nate mentioned, our own Silver Slugger, Greg Vaughn, here to help us break it down. Let's start out in the National League because we saw the Atlanta Braves kind of, take a step back. They haven't been doing as good the last, 15 games. They've been kind of slumping. We see the Phillies improving, and of course, the Dodgers are steadfast. I mean, what has been your biggest surprise so far as we hit this midseason mark about the National League? And have your predictions changed about the Dodgers winning it all since the beginning of the season, Greg?
No, my predictions were the Dodgers. I think it's they're doing what they always do, and I don't even think they're playing. They're not hitting on all cylinders yet. You know what I mean? Mookie's trying to come back. I mean, you got the big boy with the big contract out in right field. He's not playing like Tucker's not playing like he usually does. So I mean, and they have injuries. I think the Dodgers are going to do their thing. Am I surprised? Do I like anything else? I love what the Brewers are doing, man. The Brewers they get it done day in and day out, and they do it a lot of different ways. The fundamental baseball. Uh, I am shocked at your Yankees took a little step back. You're talking about step back. I don't think it's a step back. I think it is baseball, and it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. So I mean, you think about it. If you get out there and you're 10, 15 games over 500, then all of a sudden you lose 4 or 5 games. In New York, they think that's the end of the world, right? It's it's a little it's just all part of the game. The Yankees are going to be there at the end, and they've been playing without Big Boy, right? And so thank God for Rice because I mean he's keeping a minute, right? But Rice is doing his thing. So I'm a Giants fan. Well, how do I say this? I grew up being a Giants fan, right? Grew up being a Giants fan. I could see the old college coach is not working out too good. You know what I mean? I just think it's hard from a guy to go from making guys run wind sprints when he's mad, to going up to the big leagues and guys are making 30-40 million dollars. And you know, you, I mean, what respect does he have from them? You know what I mean? Respect is earned, and I think he did a lot of things. You seen the things with Devers. Devers like, I'm not coming out of the game. Yeah, you coming out of the game. Then that blows up. You know what I mean? So I think baseball's been pretty good. My buddies. It's funny. I'm long winded right now, but my buddies they send me stuff all the time, man. And I was looking at like the stats, man. There is 60% of the leagues hitting like not even 250.
Dude, check this out. Check this out. The Reds are hitting 218 as a team. As a team. Listen, as a team.
How does analytics work? You have to have some human element. You can't have all yes men in your dugout and yes men on your staff. You have to have some baseball people. When I say baseball people, people that lived it, drank it, bled it. I mean, people that know how to play. You can't be intimidated by that. And for some reason, baseball refuses to do that. It's all about, the smart guys, the guys that went to Harvard, Yale, and Brown, where they just, they don't even see faces. They just see numbers and say, this is what's supposed to happen. That shit, it's not that easy. And then with
Greg,
well, you got to have you got to have a game plan. You have to have a plan that you can execute. And everyone is different. That's why they swing up, do this, do that. Hey, Greg Vaughn has to do what's best for Greg Vaughn. I have a different skill set than Fernando Vina. He has an awesome skill set. Great leadoff hitter, turns to, gets on, steals bases. He can't go out there and try to hit 40 home runs. That's stupid. You know what I mean? But I think baseball, is coming back a little bit, but
okay,
I just don't.
Greg, here's my thing though. Okay, the players don't have to deal with the analytics. See, the players got to get out of their heads with the analytics stuff. As far as I'm concerned, it's like, so what? Okay, the analytics does improve heart and soul and what you got running the bases, the basics, butting the ball. Okay, getting from first to second, hustling your mind. They ain't got nothing to do with analytics.
But Nate, let me stop you. No, hold on. Yes, it does, because they don't believe in moving runners over. They believe in going swinging for a 3-run home run. But you see the good teams.
But that's the fault that's the fault of baseball, because if baseball has watered it down to swinging for the fences and not looking at the nuances of the game, you played the game. I watched the game for 50 years. Okay, there are nuances of the game. I've watched Dusty Baker outmanage guys across from him because of the nuances of the game. I even watched crazy behind Billy Martin outmanage some folks because of the nuances of the game. Okay, so they, as players, I don't think analytics should drive the players with understanding the nuances and the historical content of how baseball really is played in all facets. They're looking at one of it and driven by those analytics and those so-called people like Billy Ball back in the day who had that movie, who thinking they could go and put some numbers on a screen and give me Greg Vaughn hitting almost 400 home runs. That's not going to happen.
No, you're absolutely right. But unfortunately, that's what's driving the game right now. I mean, the iPads and all the information, and these kids, when they're in the cage and they're taking BP, right? The first thing they do is turn around and look at the exit velo. I'm like, God damn. I mean, shouldn't we be trying to hone our craft? You know what I mean? Instead of looking at this computer, no, it's not good. It's not good. It's horrible. I mean, we're at the halfway mark, and I'm looking at everyday players right now. Everyday players. When I see their numbers come across,
you be wanting to jump back in the game.
25 RBIs I mean, halfway, past the halfway point. 25 RBIs.
Come on.
The 25 RBI, 30, 40.
But this is much as the mess it is, Ryan. When they check the pitch count, when they go against now, I ain't saying Empire is always right, because Lord knows they need that little pitch count thing. I mean, the little check for the balls and strike. But sometimes I'm watching the Mets the other night. They get inundated, especially the catchers, because catchers know balls and strikes, right, Ryan? They know where it goes with the pitch and the velocity. But my man, for the Mets, he took his team out of getting a chance to go against any other strikes, because he did it 2 or 3 times and then he lost, right? He lost.
If you do it in the first inning, you better be sure. You better be sure.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely, you guys are hitting it right on the head. And even the basic statistics that we used to go by as kids growing up watching baseball, they completely throw them out the window now. Like batting average. People, for some reason, now think batting average doesn't matter.
Okay, right. Where did that come from?
All from the analytics. I mean, you go to Yankee Stadium now, Greg.
This is the brand of baseball that this is the brand of baseball that they're trying to sell.
I don't know if it's because they literally, their average, the New York Yankees batting average as a team is, very sub tier. I'm looking right now. I guess they're 23rd overall.
Mm.
They actually have to put the on base percentage on the big screen for us to look at. They don't even bother showing us batting average anymore. But it's these basic stats when you look at the teams that we all know are going to be there in the end. We all know the Dodgers are going to take it this year. They're number 1 in batting average. They're, let's see, number 4 or 5 in home runs, number 1 in on base percentage, which obviously does matter. Number 1 in slugging percentage, number 1 in OPS. So those are the stats that we should just be looking at and building teams of good baseball players that are going to go out there and play. Pajes, is that how you say his name?
Yeah.
Andy Pajes. He's coming
The
out
center
and
fielder?
the
Yeah.
center
He's
fielder
yeah.
for
what
the
a transfer.
Dodgers.
But you talked
I
about
mean,
him
What a
last year. You
transformation.
talked about him a couple of years ago, Greg, about how good he was going to be.
What a transformation. He's turned into a great player. But this is my deal. He's around baseball people. He has, from his manager to the other guys, not an A ball guy, not some guy that we never heard of. We're talking. He has baseball people around him. The staff. You look at the other staffs. Give me the other top 10 batting batting averages.
top 10 batting averages
It's
we got
dismal.
in the league right now. It starts with the Dodgers at 1, and that's a 264 batting average. The Pittsburgh Pirates at 2, the Rays at 3, the Rockies at 4, the Giants
But give me
at
the
5.
but what's the averages though? What's it's like?
Okay, so 264, 262, 259, 255, and 256
What say
at a
you,
team
baseball
average.
savant? What say you, baseball savant?
No, I just think the philosophy, man. You know what I mean? It's hard to be a cookie cutter and say everyone has to do the same thing. Because like I said, our skill set is different. What someone else is a speed, a speed stolen base guy, right? So we need him to get on base and do what he does. I don't
And
need him up there
generation
trying to
runs.
hit home runs. You know what I mean? Why would you take his best asset and make him not even live up to his capability? It makes no sense to me.
And bat
So,
199.
dude, I mean, if you look right, if you go look at how many guys are hitting under 200 or 210, I mean,
Telling you.
they got 30 RBIs right now. That's horrible. How do you do that? Austin Wells has 10.
Mm. Hey
I don't
man, we're
think
gonna
it's
And
take
you
a
know
under
quick
what?
that. The
break.
whole, he's
Ryan,
having maybe
Ryan,
historically the worst
yeah. Stay right there with the
season I've
quick.
ever
We're gonna
seen.
take a quick break, and when we come back, we're gonna talk about the dismal Mets too, because they're ridiculous. And I think Mark Relentis, whatever his name is, cracked his little hand so he didn't have to play no more. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that, but he's like out for 9 weeks. He's like, this is a wrap. I don't need to play no more this season. This is a done deal. We'll be right back. What's going on? The Mets ain't winning. I know that. We'll be right back. Hey, folks, we are back for our second edition of What's Going on in the Experience here on Fox Sports 1280. And it's festival time here in Rochester. So they got the little Carnival Festival going on, special different part of the city, all kind of vendors. But, I get ready for the fall. Okay. Even though I get ready for the fall. In the fall, we got the jump off of our jump off the 2026 Vino Noir wine and food tasting. Save the date, October 3rd. African American winemakers, including my man right over there, Mr. GV23. Proceeds from
Yes,
some of
sir.
the
Yes, sir.
wine sales goes to various nonprofits. One of them, the Juvenile Diabetes, which Greg represents, and we're looking forward to that. 5 to 9 at the Temple Theater, 50 Liberty Pole Way in Rochester. Got a lot of prizes happening, some wine education, some vendors. Early bird tickets are on sale now for $65. And after September 3rd, they go to 75. So get your tickets now. Contact Miss Tracy Isaacs at 585-203-5224. Get it in. The Vino Noir. So, and when we left, we were talking about baseball, and we got the Yankees in there, but we got to talk about really how bad, Greg, the Mets are 15, maybe 16 games out of first place. There's no miracle I don't think happening this year. I must admit, Greg, Juan Soto is hitting better. You did say Bo Bichette would do better because like I said, you're my baseball savant. You are absolutely correct with that. But their pitching sucks. They can't keep a lead. They blow the lead. The bullpen look like the calf pen. I don't look like some cows out there in the bullpen. There ain't no bulls in that bullpen. It's cows. They just they just stink, man. And you know what? You know the sad part about it, Ryan? I watch them. This I might be something might be wrong with me psychologically, Greg, because I actually will watch a whole Mets game knowing they're gonna just hoping they don't make a couple of errors. Greg, just hoping. Is that bad, Greg? Is that bad?
No, you know what? You're a fan. You know what? I used to watch the Kings when they would win 13 games a year. Now, when you're a fan, man, you're a fan, right? You know, yeah, the Mets, man. Once again, I just think you have to develop your young players too, right? You know, you can't be in a major market and just continually go out and just spend money on
Mm-hmm.
players. You know, you have to have some homegrown, excuse me, players. You know, like David Wright and guys that came up through the system.
Right.
You know, I mean that you can't miss on your draft. You know, you can't just keep going out and spending money and thinking this is going to be the answer, right? I think you have to. You know, right now they got to see who can come out of that farm system and hopefully earn a spot and give them get some looks so they can get some experience under the belt and just put the pocketbook away for a minute. You know what I mean? Because they do throw money around and it's so simple. Like you said, they are losing games. They can't hold a lead, and they let the best closer up until this year walk away with bye. You know what I mean? So what are you thinking? You know, that's the one part. You lock him up, you don't have to worry about games not being won. You know what I mean?
Right. And
He's
when
gonna
you're
let,
up by 3 or 4 runs, you could close the game, not hoping that we up by 4 runs, but we might lose because the guy that's coming out of the bullpen, Ryan, is not
they
even
didn't
up
have
to
that.
speed.
They had the golden ticket, man, and they just let it walk out the building. And what do you replace it with? You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but you know what, Ryan? I was looking at going back over some of your numbers, and just the Dodgers. What are they? 61-34. The Brewers, the Braves, the Rays, all have baseball people. So I'll go back to the Brewers. Their management as far as drafting and not overpaying for people and getting the most out of every individual player. The Brewers do a outstanding job. Same with the Rays. They don't have the means to go out and compete with the payrolls with all the big markets either. But so they develop, but they have baseball guys around teaching baseball players, right? Every team
I
I
got to
just
ask
named,
you, Greg, on that
every
note, real
team I
quick.
just named has former baseball managers and players and in their organization, right? All the other ones, they don't.
You're a Brewers guy, Greg. Obviously, staple of the Brewers organization. You know what's going on over there behind the scenes a little bit more. David Stearns, why wasn't he able, like, why right now are the Brewers, they didn't really have a fall off after David Stearns left. He gets all this credit in transforming the Brewers and
Mm-hmm.
using the little bit of money that they have to build these great teams, yet it's sustained, which is, I know, obviously a testament of the organization, but what are your thoughts now seeing him go to the Mets and put together an analytically superior team on paper, I guess, in some ways that has completely, the bed?
So my first question would be, why would we let the closer go? That'd be my first. I mean, because we take care of the closer. That's one aspect we can just lock down. It's good. We're golden, right? You let this man walk out the building, to free agency. That would be my first question. I think it's going to take him a minute to put a stamp on it. I think it's gonna, for him to put his palms on it. I think it's going to take a minute. I don't think uh, the farm system is up to par that like the Brewers is. Like I said, they don't miss on draft picks.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever that pick is, they do a great job, and then they develop them. And the thing about the Brewers say, we're gonna put pressure on the other team because half the league now don't, guys don't run,
They
so
don't
there's no
run.
pressure.
They don't run.
It takes you three hits to score a base hit. I mean, that's crazy. You know what I mean? It takes 3 hits to get 1 run. Guys don't. The Brewers run. The Brewers play the game
They
the right
steal
way.
bases.
Tampa Bay plays the game the right way. But you know what? It goes back to fundamentals, executing. They'll lay down. I watched one game. They laid down 4 sacrifice bunts in a row against Cincinnati. Kept moving them over because they couldn't. So now you have a guy on second base, no outs, because the pitcher threw the ball down the line because they don't practice, PFP no more, because the analytics say that that's not important. You know what I mean? So it's you got to have player development, man.
Yes.
That would be my first question. So if I ever had the opportunity, the first thing I'm doing is going to get some of the best teachers and the guys that can explain it, and taking a step back because I need Davey Lopes, who rest in peace was a great base stealer. Bruce Bochy let Davey have the outfielders, and Davey said, "Hey, if his feet are a little bit closer together this time, if he starts high, this is gonna be
Get
a
out of
slow
here.
we out." So Boach gave him his range. See, you got to be able to put people in place that you trust, and that can also relate to these players. I mean, man, if you never had any experience as a player, I mean, how do you translate some of this stuff? I mean, he was a high school coach. He was this and that. Hey, man, when you're 0 for 30, ain't nothing that high school coach can tell me. You know what I mean? I need someone that said, look. I could look in the room and he'd be like, "God damn, dog, I was over 35. It's gonna be all right. This is what you're gonna do. You know what I mean? This is how we're gonna get out of this." That's what I need. I don't need to to just get so overwhelmed with, like I said, it's almost just give me his pitches. I don't want to know because he's gonna pitch me different than he pitches somebody else. And I know some of the organizations, you got Scooble, you got guys like that. They're going up there looking for their out pitch. You ain't gonna hit it.
So
go
Greg,
hit the fastball.
But before we leave, right? I gotta say this. Last week, 2 pitchers had no hitters going into the 7th inning. Bryce Miller for the Mariners and Dylan Cease for Toronto. As a matter of fact, Dylan Cease had 12 strikeouts. Ryan, if you look that up, right? Going into the 9th.
Oh yeah.
And then the guy got a blooper. They don't let guys go far like that no more, Greggy. And then one guy, he was having a no-hitter going into the 7th. I forget his name. And the dude actually pulled him, and they almost lost the game.
Like I said, if he's having low stress innings, you know what I'm saying? It's low stress. Like I said, he doesn't have 3 and 4 guys on. He has a no-hitter. His shit's electric that day. Hey man, like I said, but so many of these calls, it probably wasn't even Schumacher's call. For the cat in Miami.
In Miami,
it probably came from somebody up top and said, "Hey man, we're gonna get him out of here right now," because it makes no sense. You gotta
And he was rolling, Greg. I watched that game. He was he was striking cats out. They was woofing, missing.
They don't want to hurt his arm. He's back from an injury. They don't want to hurt his arm. That's
but also this point being made. These guys have to get extended so they can go out there and know what it's like to go be out there in the 8th and the 9th, 7th. They should not want to come out of the game. You should not want to come out of the game after 2 innings. That's not normal. That's not good. That's not normal.
And that's how the Mets be pitching some of their staff, 2-3 innings at a time. We got to get out of here and take a quick break, and we're going to be right back. We're going to go into some NBA and whatnot. And I don't really want to go into the LeBron watch, but I guess I have to because this is the NBA. And I just hope he don't go to the Knicks. That's all. He can go anyplace else. We'll be right back. Hey, folks, we are back, and we're going to be discussing some NBA. This is what's going on in the experience here on Fox Sports 1280 in iHeartMedia. Got my man Ryan V down in NYC hanging out in the Hamptons. Of course, we got Mr. 355, Greg Vaughn, GV23, and Shohei Ohtani is on his buns. Shohei is coming for you, Greg. I'm just saying.
He's coming for a lot of people. Like I said,
I know, but I just want to put you in the same category as Shohei because you was a great and phenomenal baseball player. And I don't think people really understand how nice your ass was back in the day, dude. You can ball. You could, and then you had an attitude. That's what I noticed.
Yeah.
You had a little tude with you.
That was Greg was that feared slugger of the 90s.
Right.
You were,
Yeah,
I say it all the time. I still am in awe seeing him across the screen here, the great Greg Vaughn.
You and I both, because I
But-
said, Greg, can you imagine watching dude you talking to now, but watching his ass on TV, banging people away, bang, bang, bang. You go like, I know that guy, man. He's like this smack home runs out like that's how I felt when I met JoJo. Like, used to just bust my the Knicks behind, but you my friend now, but I don't like Boston. But when you come across guys like you and you find that you're regular like us, you put your drawers on one leg at a time, Greg Vaughn.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure. Hey, you know, speaking of NBA, I went to Summer League the other day and seen your boys' first game. I seen 1-2, AJ against Peterson.
Oh, you were at that game. Wow.
How was it?
Yeah.
Break that down.
No, I think Peterson's nice, man. He's the closest.
Yeah.
I mean, he reminds me of like Kobe. Like, you know, like he said, dude, he got that type of game. His game is
Look at Greg's face. He got that kind of game.
It's effortless too. You know, I think when I say Kobe, maybe athletically, but I'm not going to say mentally yet because, you know, just as good as Kobe was on offense, he was that good on defense.
Right.
You know, so he checked all the boxes. AJ, shoot, dude, he's going to be a beast, man. He is. You know, he wants to be taught. He's engaged. You know what I mean? I think, you know, they're trying to put Peterson. They're trying to put the ball in his hand, like running the point, and I think that'll hurt him because they were physical with him the other day. The Wizards, Washington, and yeah, he was getting stuck. But I mean, he still has. I mean, these gears, and it's so effortless how he just gets to his spots. Yeah, but I just think you don't maximize all his full potential if you give him. You'd say, hey, you got to set up our offense too. You know what I mean?
No. Yeah. So let me ask you a question. Have you seen Cameron Boozer play yet?
No, I didn't see that game. I seen Cliff though.
Okay.
For my Kings.
How's he doing?
To me, he reminds me of Allen Iverson without that, you know, he just gets where he's going to get, and he's a bucket. You know, I don't want to say once again, AI as small as he was, as tough, you know, the toughest guy in the league. See, and you know, and he played defense, even though he was a little guy. I think, you know, Scott Perry. I think that's what they're trying to get some type of foundation as far as the Kings.
Okay.
As far as we need to play defense just as hard as we play offense, and we need to fight every minute we're out there. You know what I mean? So I think this rookie class is unbelievable, man.
Oh, it is.
Like,
it's
because I seen the other cat too. I seen the other cat from Illinois, the point guard. You know what I mean? I said they're all here. You know what I mean? We get 10 games a day.
Look,
yeah, I mean, even Cam Boozer, what's his name with the Bulls from North Carolina, Caleb Wilson.
He's
my favorite.
He's going to be really nice. Look, you guys nailed it on the head. This draft class is going to be amazing. Now, I have to call something out. I feel like it's my place to say this, but what the hell are the Lakers doing? Is there anybody on that team that's going to be able to play defense? I have to ask because I've never seen so many white people on one NBA team. Who's going to play defense?
Dude,
honestly, I look at that and I'm just blown away.
No. First of all, let me qualify that statement. Your ass haven't been on the earth long enough. I've seen it.
Yes,
so
I guess in like the 50s,
so you haven't been on the earth.
Maybe
it's just coming back around to America, and it was. So here's the deal. They call them snow time, which I thought was pretty funny, right? But here's my take on it, though, right? As a basketball guy, and if your ass can play, you can be purple on my team. See, and that's what we talked about last week, Greg, when you wasn't here about the Celtics, right? And how they put on the first 5 black players in basketball was from the Celtics squad, Boston. First black coach was Boston. So Red Auerbach didn't give a hell about what the fans thought about. He didn't give a rat's ass about the fans, right? So, because you could play. Now, I'm not saying that this rendition of the Lakers is going to win any chip or whatever the case may be. I'm not saying that, Ryan. But what I'm saying is this. If they can ball, they should be able to ball. That's all I'm saying now. If it proves to be scrubs, Because I don't think Kessler's a scrub. We know Luka Doncic ain't a scrub. Who else they got on that team? Austin
Well,
Reeves
we've
is a
Dalton
scrub.
Connect. We've got Austin Reeves. I don't know. That's I've never seen anything like it. Now I could be wrong, but I just look at it literally, not even like making a joke, but like who really plays defense over on that team. I feel like it's just going to be 3-point shot after 3-point shot. But what do you guys think about the Walter Kessler trade? Because that's one of the more less talked about trades that's gone on this offseason. But the Lakers they seem to be all in on this guy. We saw what he did in Utah. And you mentioned, Greg, that now they've got this number 2 pick of the draft. That's an absolute stud. And that's like a win now type of draft pick. Because we see in this NBA now, these young guys like Dylan Harper and, these first and second picks of the draft can build and turn a
They can
team
make a
around pretty
difference.
quickly. Why give up on Walker Kessler so quickly if you're the Utah Jazz?
I just think, with Markham and with, the our guy from Memphis, the defensive rating, defensive player of the year, they had you know, they had a lot of bigs, right? And for him to get minutes, I mean, I think the Lakers, that's a good move for the Lakers. But no one's scared of him at the rim. You know what I mean?
No,
He's not a rim
no,
protector.
no,
He's
no.
not a he's not a rim. He's a good, solid basketball player. I think Danny Ainge is always stacking picks, man. He's always stacking picks. You can go from Boston, you can go to Utah. This is what he does. You know what I mean? But once again, you got a basketball guy, a player up in the front office doing his thing, right, running the organization. You had a coach who won a chip in Boston, but then he put it on his GM hat and basically gave Jaylen Brown away to somebody in their own conference. I don't get it. That's the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life. You
Well,
traded
no.
him to your own conference.
What that was. We all know that was like haterade in the terms, I believe. And we talked about this last week about with Jaylen Brown, because the way, like you said, they just basically just gave him away only because he no longer fit the Boston mold. I think number one, and I think number two, I don't think it was chummy with him and Tatum as people think say it was. I don't think it was chummy. It's kind of like Jordan and Pippen. They weren't friends. They won, but they weren't like boys. Greg, they did they hang out? Nah, you know what I mean? They ain't hang
Yeah,
out like that.
no, I think it's just different, man. On the Jaylen Brown thing, you go upstairs, you have one of the top 10 player in the league, right? And you're gonna give him to your competition in the East for nothing. I mean, they got some
Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm.
picks, but I'm just saying, to me, you can't put them in the same conference. I think you just made Philly got three athletic. I mean, from
They
I
got
mean,
better.
not
Philly
yeah,
got crazy better.
yeah, yeah.
Philly got crazy
They
better
they got good in a hurry.
in a hurry, and that's without having to play the flopper all the time. You know what I call a flopper.
You know,
His big ass
if
just
you
be
was,
flopping all over the place. So, and
you
that's
know,
what Jalen Brown said. So funny I'm playing with this guy because I said he was a flopper. I listened to this podcast. He said I call him a flopper. Now I'm
the whole
playing with the flopper.
the whole thing with Jalen Brown is he's probably the smartest person in the building. He is the most intelligent guy, and that doesn't go well. That doesn't sell. When you have educated African Americans that speak their mind and can tell you when you're wrong and have an opinion, but a valuable opinion because they have done their research, and that's not sexy to them. You know what I mean? That's
But
not
not only that, Ryan, he don't need their money. Let's
true.
let's let's just let's break it down. It's and I said this once again last week. I don't want to revisit, but I said the same thing. When Jim Brown walked away from football, he didn't need their money because he was making money, and he made my money making movies. So it's like I don't need this, and I need to be who I am in terms of their authentic selves. And it's hard for white America and those folks who are controlling the sports for black folks to make all that kind of money. And I'm still paying you. You still talking stuff? You got to be. You have to lost your damn mind. And that's really what happened with Jalen. It's like, no, we ain't doing this.
He'd
We're
even
gonna
pissed the
trade you.
teammates off. Even his teammates were pissed. It seemed, right. Nobody's really giving him
They
the
didn't come
proper
to his
respect. I
defense.
feel.
No. I mean, they didn't come and say, "Yo, man, we missed that guy." They didn't do none of that. None of that. which I think is interesting, right?
Makes you think. It makes you think how tight that Boston Celtics team really was. How tight Tatum and Brown really were.
Well, it goes back to Greg. You could play with somebody but not like him. Am I right, Greg?
No, for sure, for sure. You know what I mean. Hey, just get it done. Just get it done.
It's a good point. Well, it is time for a quick break, but before we go to our final segment, it's very important that everybody go check out our website, Fox Sports Radio, WGO.com, and go to our YouTube channel, What's Going On Sports, and give us a subscription. We could use a good
That'll help.
subscription.
That'll help. I mean, like, damn, we be laying it down for you. We're gonna take a quick break. And when we come back, we're gonna break down some WNBA. Why they hating on Caitlin Clark? Is she a top 10 player in the WNBA? I'm asking
She's
my
not even a
man
top
Greg
14 guard.
Well, we're gonna see how's that working. And we got my man Rick Tony to give us the breakdown, and we got Danique Lindell who's getting ready to go do cover Zuffa boxing. Eric will give us up there at Madison Square Garden, the greatest arena on the planet. We'll be right back. Fox Sports. Hey folks, welcome back for our final segment of what's going on in the experience here on Fox Sports 1280 in iHeart Media. And joining the show right now is our old head, Mr. Rick Tony. He gets all the credentials. He is the WBA beat guy. And he gonna help us break down the
That's been
WBA.
fun.
Yeah, you the beat guy, man. You and Joe. You
Nah.
got Safra. You got your people all around. Doing the WNBA.
Yeah.
So what's up? So what's up with the league, man? Because Ryan ain't like a real fan.
Well,
Look
Nate,
at his face.
Nate, it's they can't be mad at us for not supporting it because women have yet to support it. That's how I feel.
Okay. All right, well, since we supporting it, let's break it down. What's happening right now as we go into the All-Star break? They're talking about Caitlin Clark as a top 11 player and stuff like that. Eric, did you go away? Because if you went away, you did. Okay, but at the end of the day, they're talking about Caitlin Clark, and I think Candace Parker had an issue with that. We know they're banging her around like she's like a rag doll from time to time, but she seems to be
She's the
bouncing,
one.
getting back up. She's a war. I mean, I'm a look. I watched the league. Me and Greg, we gonna fess up. She be getting up
I
though.
watch it too.
She get up, Rick Tony. She be getting
She
them
does,
behind, but she get up.
But Nate, the thing is you knock anybody else in that league around, you don't get talked about. You knock her unconscious.
Okay.
Think about it. They playing bad boy piston basketball with her.
Yeah, that's what I said. Hey, but that was MJ. That was MJ. That was MJ. He had to get off the ground. Yeah. You got to have to get off the ground.
Yeah.
And he got up. So I mean, I don't think. I mean, she do a lot of crying too. She remind me of Luka.
Well, all the players sell it, but I think legitimately she's getting hurt out there, and she just has to bulk up.
She has to get stronger for sure.
Yeah. She got to go. So tell me about my squad, because like I said, I'm a Liberty, but I don't think we're doing that well this season. Ellie got to turn that game up. The elephant. Because you're going to cover that game.
Yeah, the thing about the Liberty is that they got it to get there, and they have it to beat everybody, but they don't beat anybody that it looks like they should.
Okay. All right.
Even Minnesota in the last couple games has they've even hit a slump after coming out the gate hard.
Right.
Yeah.
So how Greg? So how your aces doing? Because I love my girl Asia. How they doing? I love her.
We just lay in the cut. We built for championships. We just try to stay healthy. We try to, play our best basketball at the end of the year, right? I think this team is built for championships, and we'll see. We got the best player in the planet, but we also need those role players. You need those role players, and I think Nikki Fargas, the president, Justin Fargas, my boy, his wife is the president, and she does a great job putting that roster together. You know what I mean? It's they surprised me last year. I didn't think they had it, but they
were built like how the Spurs were built. Just they don't need to know how to turn it on until the playoffs.
Yes.
Well, remember, Becky Hammond comes from the Spurs tree.
Yeah, it does. Yes, she did, right? And it's same. That's a good analogy. But it was like Phil Jackson, hey man, I don't care if we play at home or on the road. I'm gonna make sure I rest my guys a little bit,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna take care of them. And
Well,
we're
he was
rest in
stoned out
peace.
of his mind the whole time, though. So
Yeah. That's how we West Coast boys. That's how what I mean.
Well, my favorite play was always Bill Walton. That was my guy. I don't care. That was my dude.
as for as much credit as he doesn't get, he is deserving of being talked about with the greats.
Yeah, no, but back to the WNBA right quick. Okay,
Yeah.
so what's happening? Because I know Joe reported on the Lynx, right?
Yes.
How are the Lynx doing out there in Minnesota?
Well, hell, they came out the gate on fire, and like I think these last 4 games they hit a slump.
Okay.
Yeah, who's that? The rookie Olivia Miles.
Olivia Miles, yes.
I love her, but it's like these last couple of games, it looks like they could be figured out.
Yeah,
okay.
right.
Yeah.
So I got to ask, is the big WNBA talk about right now is this list that I guess the WNBA players came up with. They were asked who the best guards and the best forwards are, and Caitlin Clark was voted, I believe, the 11th best guard in the WNBA. And just by me doing a very quick chat GPT, and they did their little breakdown, their nerdy analytical breakdown, and they vote Caitlin Clark number 4 in the WNBA right now, based on whatever methods that they put together here with artificial intelligence. So what are your thoughts? Is it really just a bunch of spiteful ladies mad at Caitlin Clark, or is there some truth to her being the 11th best guard in the WNBA?
Okay, let me put it to a panel of 4 between us. Is Caitlin Clark the 11th best guard? Can you name 10 other guards in the WNBA?
I can't.
You got me. Is Olivia Miles a guard?
Is Olivia Miles
a guard?
Is
Olivia Miles
Kelsey
a guard?
Plum?
Yeah.
Wait.
Olivia Miles.
Sabrina Ionescu.
Sabrina
Ionescu.
Ionescu. What's that? That's
she's
4.
Exactly.
Vandersloot.
What about
Courtney
Paige Beckers?
Paige
Beckers.
Paige is balling right now.
So there's some ballers, man. That's what I'm saying. If I look in Paige, so if I compare Paige to Caitlin, right? If I can compare Paige to Caitlin, right? I like Paige Becker's game a little bit better.
Yeah, she's smaller.
But I just like her game a little bit better because what I'm saying, she don't cry when she get her ass whipped. Because I've seen them.
Nah, that's the dope
I've
thing
seen her elbow the hell out of Greg. I seen her get dusted. She just gets up, take the hit and go play ball. So if I had to look between, because like I said, I do watch it. I like her game a little bit better, Greg, than Caitlin.
No, I would take. I'm all day. I'm on Paige all day. If I had to pick the 1A and 1B, I'm taking Paige all day.
Well,
plus she stays. If she doesn't tear her ACL, she stays on the court.
Yeah,
the other one, she misses too many games. For me, Caitlin, I know she's getting hurt. She had a bad groin. She's out this year. I see too much of her on the bench and not enough on the court. You know what I mean? And does she really make them better? Or, does she really make them better?
They're winning without her.
That's what I'm saying.
And in defense, right, on her own team, isn't Kelsey Mitchell just as good a scorer as her? And she's a guard too. I don't know enough about it. I'm not watching all this.
Dude, she's electric.
I like Sophie Cunningham. Look who's been handling the ball since Caitlin's been out. It's been Sophie Cunningham. And things look fine.
There
you go.
So
I agree.
But we all know what it's for. And Caitlin Clark in the next 2 years is going to be the first ever WNBA player to make $1 million. She's already been stamped with that.
Really?
Like, I believe so. Like, she's the face they're going to put that on.
They put it on. They put it on my girl Asia already.
Okay.
She'll make it too, but after Caitlin signs.
No, she just signed one.
For
Amelia?
Yeah.
Okay, so then Caitlin will be the first 1.5.
Yeah.
She just upped the market. I didn't know she signed.
Yeah. I think she signed. She signed like a 3 or 4 year. Yeah.
Oh, that's what's
okay.
Up. But speaking of signing, because we got to get out of here, Eric. Now, I told everybody you're the credentials guy. You can get credentials basically anything.
Yeah.
So now you and Danique Lindell, Ryan's Fine, is going to and Greg. This woman really is a boxing savant. She's been on our show, Ryan's show. So Eric and her are going to cover Zuffa boxing. When is that at Madison Square Garden, the greatest arena on earth? When is that, Eric?
July 26th at the
At the
it's not in
Garden.
the main. Yeah, it's at Madison Square Garden in Manhattan. July 26th. The press for that day starts at 4, so I'll be there. And then that whole week, basically, it's a whole press run. So I'm actually going out to the city that Tuesday to cover the WNBA Liberty versus the Sky, and then I'll just end up staying the week to do the press for the boxing.
But so Danique is going to be in the building, Ryan.
Yes.
Since
Danique
you
Liddell.
since you put us on to her, Ryan, she should be, Greg. Seriously, man, she should be sitting next to Max Kellerman or having her own show, and I think that's going to happen to her very, very soon, Ryan.
Oh, I believe it. Danique is incredibly talented. Everybody go to My Boxing POV if you don't know who we're talking about, or I believe Danique Liddell or Instagram name. But yeah, very exciting. I cannot wait to check out all this coverage.
Yeah, sure. We got Conor McGregor. He fighting tonight here in Vegas.
Oh, word! Who's he fighting?
Dustin Poirier.
I don't
right?
know. I don't know yet. So we're gonna see what happens.
Okay. Or no, Max Holloway is it tonight? Max
Is he
Holloway, the
boxing or is he
second
cage
fight.
fight?
Yeah.
No, cage fight.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I mean
okay.
this is his first UFC back in a long time. And he's already starting
It's
trouble
all
behind the
staged
scenes.
at
I
this
saw him
point.
headbutt the guy last night in the presser. Good stuff.
Well,
Classic Conor.
he probably was drunk when he was at the weigh-in. Too,
Most likely.
Steroids, a little bit of that.
You know, Conor McGregor's
Fun
off the
stuff, who
chain.
knows?
Yo, we got to get
Too
out
much
of here,
hair dye.
folks. Eric, thanks for hopping on this last
Yep.
segment. Greg, as always. Before we leave, Greg, tell the audience about your daughter, man, making the team. Come on.
Oh yeah. Shout out to my daughter Janae Vaughn. I call her the Jackie Robinson of the equestrian world. So she got shortlisted. She made the team for USA. So she'll be competing in Aachen, Germany. So I'll be packing a bag to go over there. Hopefully, continue to, her strong season so she can get on this Olympic team. I mean, that's her goal. And like I said, she's a Jackie Robinson. There's not a person that looks like her that's been this high as far as
That's
for
powerful.
USA equestrian.
And that is why
impressive.
we are doing the culture of sports. Just so you can understand and know why that's so important. And she will be in the upcoming spring edition of Innovators at the Intersection, telling her story about her journey, and I'm excited about that. And she's gonna win, man. She's gonna do her thing, and she's gonna represent well, Greg.
She's gonna give a lot of little girls and boys, some hope that look like us. That
Right.
open some eyes and give them other opportunities.
Well,
So very, very proud dad right now.
Well, you're supposed to be, and that's what's up. Until next week, folks. Ryan, man, take us out of here.
Everybody, hope you have a wonderful week. We'll be back next week right here, Fox Sports 1280. And of course, follow us online at What's Going On Sports across all social media platforms. Don't meet us there, beat us there.
He said it, I didn't. Peace.